Hi, in this quick video I will describe the assignment preparation process for assignments at university. At university you will have many different assignments. These include written assignments such as essays, reflective tasks, reports and case studies, oral assignments including both individual and group presentations, as well as visual assignments such as posters, videos, portfolios and other electronic resources. While each of these assignment types have distinct formatting requirements, all of these assignments can be approached with the same preparation process. Here you can see the assignment preparation process. You will see that the steps in the process are presented in a linear fashion from A to I. In this video, I will go through each of these steps. Before I explain each step, however, it is important to note that this process is not actually linear. Instead, you often have to go back to previous steps in order to complete your assignment. For example, you may be writing your final version of your assignment and then you realize you need more information. Then you would have to go all the way back to database searching. Consequently, remember that the assignment preparation process is often more recursive than linear. Let's look at each of the steps in the process. First, you should analyze the question. Now this may sound obvious, but you cannot write a good assignment if you do not answer the question properly. To analyze the question, you should look for the direction words that tell you what is expected, such as discuss, analyze, compare, and contrast. You should also look for the key words in the topic. Importantly, for you to do well at university, you should look for the implications of the ideas in the question. How do these ideas fit together or not fit together? If you are able to explain implications well in your assignment, you will do better than if you just describe information. After analyzing the topic, you should brainstorm some key words. These can be the keywords from the topic that you have to answer. However, you can and should also include other keywords that are relevant to the topic. This will help you to get more comprehensive results when you search for information. Now you can start conceptualizing your ideas. In other words, you need to think about what you want to discuss in your assignment. You should also consult the rubric at this time to make sure you complete all the requirements of the assessment task. After you have your keywords and your ideas, you can start database searching. This can take quite a bit of time as you often have to search through many records until you find a sufficient number of articles to get a comprehensive understanding of a topic. As a general guideline, you need between 7 and 10 references for every 1,000 words in your assignment. After you have found these articles, you need to read them effectively and take good quality notes. This can be very time-consuming as the articles you need to read are written in a complex language using many technical terms. Remember to read with a purpose. Know what it is you want to get out of the article you are reading. You can also read more effectively by focusing on the abstract, introduction and conclusion. This will provide you with an overview of the article, the background information necessary to understand the content, and the main findings from the study. You can take notes in whichever way works for you, but make sure to always distinguish between your ideas and the ideas of others. Also, always make sure to take note of the full reference details of your article in your notes so that you can find it again later if needed. Once you have finished reading your articles, you can start figuring out an outline for your assignment. This is very important as a clear and logical structure is one of the key features of a well-written assignment. Plan what you will say in each section of the assignment, making sure that each section will flow logically to the next. Only after you have created an outline can you start writing. In your writing, do not just describe information. Instead, you should incorporate analysis, synthesis, and evaluation into your writing. In other words, do not just describe what happened, explain why it happened and why it is important. When you write your assignment, make sure to make your claims clear and make sure to back up all your claims with good quality academic evidence. If you can write a clear argument backed up with good quality evidence, you will always do well in your assignment. This is why you spend so much time researching earlier in the process. It helps you to make strong and clear arguments in your assignment, which is the key feature of all high-quality assignments. After you have finished writing your assignment, take a break. It does not have to be very long, but it should be long enough to allow you to come back to your text and identify any errors through careful proofreading. This will help you avoid losing marks for small errors in spelling, grammar, and referencing.